Hello, welcome to Sunny's Yoga. Take a seat on the mat with me. Let your mind be free, your hands in Anjali Mudra. Breathe in and out of your nose. Breathe in and out. Your body feels heavy and grounded to the mat. Hands come upon your knees. Give yourself a nice shoulder roll and go into Kundalini seated circles. Make sure you really extend out of your sits bones while your legs feel heavy and grounded to the mat. Your hands are lightly on your knees. Go in the other direction, Kundalini circles. Make sure you really extend and roll open. Breathe in and out your nose. Take a pause, relax your shoulders. Reverse the foot that was in front, put the other foot behind. We're sitting in a wide seated position. Arms go above your head, relax your shoulders. We're going to twist through our midline towards the left. Hand above your knee, other hand behind you, looking towards the back part of the room. Breathe in and breathe out as you bring your arms up and go to the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Do not force yourself into any of these asanas. Let your body talk and listen to it. You'll grow with time. Arms above your head, hands come beside you. Breathe. You're going to move towards the front of the mat, sitting flat on your sits bones. We're going to do a little rock and roll. Make sure your feet don't catch the floor. Stay balanced. Gently let your feet come down, arms around your legs. Roll over. Go towards the back of the mat. Walk yourself straight up, forward, fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Just let your arms hang, especially if this is early in the morning. Slowly roll yourself up into Tandasana. Arms come beside you. Breathe. I'm going to step forward into a high lunge. Hands above my knee. I'm going to put my left foot 45-degree angle, going right into a Trikonasa variation. Arm comes beside your ear, hand resting gently on your leg, extending from your foot all the way through the tips of your fingers. Breathe. Allow your hips to drop. Make sure you're guiding your knee open. Come up and reverse Trikonasana. Look at your hand. Make sure you're letting your lower half stay grounded. Breathe in and breathe out. Make sure you're not falling forward. Going into Virabhadrasana with eagle arms. Breathe in and out. This is great to open up your shoulders. Slowly come forward into humble warrior. Virabhadrasana variation. Hands stay with eagle arms, and you're allowing your head to fall heavy. Slowly come up. Breathe. Arms come out into Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. Breathe. Go back into your low lunge by picking up your back foot, facing the front, arms above your knee. I'm going to step towards the front of the mat, hands come above my head, and down, Tandasana. Breathe in and breathe out. Stepping my right foot back, we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. For balance, high lunge. Let your hips drop open, but make sure that they stay aligned so you're not hyperextending. Foot goes flat, arm goes up, reverse, moving right into reverse Trikonasana, looking up towards your hands. Elbow comes down, extend through the right arm from the fingertips straight down to the floor. Breathe. Trikonasana, variation, bent knee. Really extend through. Reverse warrior. Vibrasana, variation. Extend your arms out. Eagle arms. Breathe and slowly begin to roll forward, bent knee. Virabhadrasana, eagle arms. Breathe. Roll yourself up. Breathe. Hands come out. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Reverse Virabhadrasana. Look up toward your hands. Come back up. Lift up your back foot into your high lunge. Hands are above your knee. Let your hips fall. Frame your foot and float back. Let's do a downward dog variation flow. Downward dog, waking up the backs of your legs, waking up your arms. Come up on your toes, bend your knees, come back down. Breathe. Heels meet the floor. Breathe. Hips stay piked. Come up on your toes again. Look forward. Come down. Top half is coming down to meet the bottom half. Heels come flat to the floor. If that's possible for you today, it may not. I'm going to go ahead and lift up my left leg and wrap it around my right. Feet are flat. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I really am trying to wake up my hips, my outer hips. Wake up my legs. Wake up. Come down. Forward into plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Breathe. Lower half stays active. Up on your toes. Pike your hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Come down on your knees. Scooting back. Going into a variation. Preparing for revolved puppy. Paravita Utthana Shasasana. Hips stay 90 degrees. Feet are active and flat to the mat. Hands are on top of each other and twisting from the midline, facing the front. Go towards the middle and then go towards the back of the room. Breathe in and breathe out. Do not hold your breath. This is challenging, and that's okay. We can handle a challenge. Come up into kneeling. Roll yourself up, hands on your thighs, and breathe in and breathe out. Relax. Coming down, walking your legs out into forearm plank. You want to make sure you don't let your hips drop. Keep them active. Roll open. Stay on your elbow. Yes, this is going to be a challenge. Pike your hips up, arm to the sky. You can do it. You can do it. If you need to stack your feet one in front of the other, please do so, but you can do this. It's challenging. My drishti is towards the floor. Move around back into forearm plank. I'm adjusting here a little bit. Breathe, because we got to roll back to the other side. One side may be easier than the other, and that is okay. Keep your focus, keep your drishti, and breathe. See? It's a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect. But keep your focus. Come back around to forearm plank. Bring your knees in. Top of the head meets the mat. Arms come beside you for rabbit. Breathe in and breathe out. Let your shoulders roll open towards the mat. Gently roll yourself up, fully up into Tandasana, mountain pose. Hands come beside you. Palms are facing the front of the mat. Stepping towards the middle of the mat. Preparing for a balancing asana. All your weight goes on your right foot. Lift up your left leg. Grab your foot. Bring it closer to your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Look past your drishti, one little spot beyond your nose. Helps keep your focus and your balance. We need balance as we get older, trust me. Foot comes down, breathe in and breathe out. Toes come up and down. Prepare to go to the other side. All your weight is on your left foot. Bend down and around, catching your right foot. Now I'm holding my foot, not my ankle. That is my tighter side, is my right side. So it looks a little different. Bent knee is more than acceptable. Hand on hip. Breathe in and breathe out. When you go to let your foot go, gently let it go. Feet come together, back into Tandasana, mountain pose. Hands face the front. Turn around and facing you all, hands on the hips. Extend out of your hips and roll down. Now, I've gone into a wide-legged forward fold. My hands are in alignment with my feet, and I'm letting gravity do the work and letting my head fully drop. This is so wonderful for your back. Your lower back definitely gets a release. And those of us who sit all day, we need that type of release. Hands on hips, look forward, roll yourself up. Going into Trikonasana, triangle. Hands come up, hip goes out towards the left, left arm in the sky, and then goes over the head. Yes, 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 we can do this. Stay focused, breathe. Don't lean forward, don't lean back. Come back up, Trikonasana. Hands come down inside of the right foot, hand in the air for Trikonasana, bent knee. It's a variation. Look up towards the sky. Breathe. Roll yourself up. Warrior Virabhadrasana 2. And then this time when we go down to Trikonasana, we're going to put our hand on the outside of our foot. One hand flying straight into the sky. Roll yourself up. We're going to do the other side. Foot comes in. But before we do, extend out of your hips and do a deep forward fold. Yes. Let your head drop. You're not going to get hurt. Put weight on the ball mounds of your feet. You'll feel the difference in your back. Adjusting myself into Trikonasana, floating my hand down, 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 down slowly, arm in the air. Breathe. Now, for some, it may be better for you to look down. The extra challenge is to look up. These are all balancing asanas. As I said, we could all use a little balance. Roll yourself up into Virabhadrasana 2. Hand comes down into the inside of your foot. Breathe. Look up. Bottom half stays heavy through this entire flow. Bring yourself up. This time, moving your hand to the outside of your foot for bended knee, Trikonasana variation, bent knee. Breathe in and breathe out. Hand comes down to frame the foot. Bring the foot back. Feet come together. Come forward into plank. Breathe. Extend, pressing through the mat. Body comes fully down. Reverse Shavasana. Let your head kiss the mat. Your feet fall open and your hands face up. Slowly come up. We're going to do a little extension of opening our shoulders and the back side of our body. Foot comes behind you, bent knee. Your other hand is helping you stay open. You're trying to open up the front part of your body. Back into reverse Shavasana. Breathe in and breathe out. Off to the other side. Cactus your arm, roll open, foot comes behind you. Notice how I'm using my left hand for balance. Bottom foot is flexed and active. Rolling back around to reverse Shavasana. Breathe in and breathe out. Oh, you'll feel that in your arms, your upper shoulders. It's wonderful. Roll yourself up. Come down into Balasana, child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Roll yourself forward, coming onto your sits bones, moving into a wide seated straddle pose. Paravita Upavishta Konasana. First, going towards the right, extend out your hips, allow your feet to be active, very much flexed, going towards you with your inside of your legs feeling like they're rolling open. Let your head drop, round, bring yourself up, breathe, turn, go towards the left. Again, feet stay flexed. You're reaching out of your hips. Breathe in and breathe out. You can reach for your knee, you can reach for your shins, you could sit upright, whatever variation works for you. Hand comes up, we're gonna go straight down the middle. Listen, I've been practicing yoga for 15 years, and even I do not have the hip mobility to be able to go fully to the floor. It just depends. Roll yourself up, breathe, come around. Moving right into Uttabata Konasana, butterfly legs. This time we're going to have our feet move closer to our body. Sit straight up. Relax your back. Don't push your shoulders down. Let gravity do the work. Your hands are underneath and laced underneath your feet. Breathe in and breathe out. The closer in, the more intense. The more you move your feet out into more of a diamond shape, the least intense. Going to go ahead and guide my knees together. One foot comes under the other into a seated twist. Arm up, twist myself around, go towards the back of the room, and I'm going to try my luck with doing a bind. This is not an easy bind, so if it's not for you, skip it and just have your hand and have one hand behind you and your arm wrapped around your knee. Breathe in and breathe out. Foot stays flat, the other foot is flexed. We're going to turn and through our midline do a counter twist. Balance. Breathe in and breathe out. Come up, feet come apart and windshield your your legs back and forth. Give your hips a little bit of a release and a break. Take a pause. We're going to do the other side. Foot comes in towards you, and I am immediately going to try to bind. Binding in this direction was a little bit more difficult, but we got there. Look towards the back of the room. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. You want to try to make sure your sits bones are level, that they're even and grounded on the mat. Counter twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back around. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. This really feels great, not only to your lower back, to your hips, especially your outer hips. Whew, what a relief. Slowly picking up my feet for boat pose. Oh, yeah, I caught myself. and decided I would just go ahead and have my feet straight up towards the ceiling on my elbows. Point, flex, rotate out your feet, stretch them out, your ankles, rotate, rotate, rotate. Come down, come back up, crisscross applesauce, bring your feet around, bring yourself up, forward fold. You should start to notice a difference in the opening of your body by the time we're at this part of ragdoll. You want to make sure your hind parts, right? They're not going towards the back of the room, they're going towards the front. Hands come down, framing your feet, one hand on each side of the outside, and roll up. Tandasana. Hands face the front. Breathe. For airplane, hands come in front. Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands come into Ujjayi Mudra, and we're going to twist out of our hips. Hook your arm outside of your knee and look up. Sits bones stay heavy, going towards the mat. Breathe. Use your drishti. If you cannot look up for balance, hands come in front, and we're going to do it again on the other side. If you can't look up, look down. It's okay. Twisting our body open. Breathe in and out of your nose. It makes a huge difference as you're going through your vinyasa. Breathe and make sure your knees are staying aligned. Come down into chair, arms come behind you in a flying chair, and if you can, lift up on your tippy toes and breathe. If you cannot, feet stay flat. Coming down, forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Let your head drop. Slowly roll up. Feet are wider than hip distance, and we're going to do a little more balancing. So instead of bending out your hip, you want to extend out of your right foot all the way through the tippy toe, the top of your fingertips. This opens up your side body. Move towards the left. Yes, 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 yes. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice how I'm going further into the asana without bending out my hip, because that's not the goal. The goal is the extension through the side body. Gently bring your arms beside you. Tandasana. Breathe. Turning to face the
And let's not
front of
forget
the
the
mat.
judiciary. We've got to have a judiciary that
Breathing
believes in
in
the
and
rule
breathing
of
out.
law. And that's why we have to have a majority in the Senate, bring back our incumbents, and we have some pickup opportunities as well. But it's absolutely essential to governing. It's absolutely essential to supporting Kamala Harris when she is elected
Slowly
to be
rolling
president,
down
which is
into
why
forward
we are all
fold.
in. And just like
Hands
last
go
cycle,
flat on the
folks didn't
mat,
think we could do it.
extending out
People said,
my
Gary,
right
you've got
foot,
a
but
really tough
lifting
road to go.
up
We made history. We held a
my
majority. We
left
kept the
hand.
seat first time since
Yes, this is
1974. And we're
challenging.
going to do it again.
It
We're going to hold
is
this
a
majority and
twist
make sure Kamala Harris has a
through the
great team
midline and
to have
balance.
positive
Feet
change that
come
she's so
down to meet
passionate
each
about
other.
and
Roll
we are so
yourself into a
passionate about.
tiny ball. Hands stay
I
flat
got
to
to
the
go,
mat.
Chairman to
Up on your
Chairman.
toes.
This is
Come back
awesome.
up. Because
This
guess what? We
means
have
so
to do
much.
the other side. Kick your
So
foot back. Left foot,
between what
right foot, right
Congresswoman
hand
Slater just
towards the
said,
sky,
let me
and
read something
breathe.
to you that I think is
I'm looking
fascinating.
down for balance. For me that
Tallahassee,
day,
Democrat,
needed to be
running
that my
election in
drishti was down.
2024.
For an
Quote,
extra
with
challenge, you
nearly
can look
30% of
up.
Florida voters not
Roll yourself
affiliated
down
with
into a
either the
tiny
Republican or
ball.
Democratic
What you're going to
parties,
do is
Democrats
let your
believe that if
knees
they
fall
deploy an
open,
army of
guide
grassroots
your
volunteers
hands
to make phone
and
calls, knock
elbows
on doors,
towards
and
your
engage
body. Let your
public
back
displays of support,
round
they
and
can flip
breathe. Drop your
the
sits
state of
bones.
Florida in November.
This really gets into your
That's
inner
how
hip
much the
flexor.
landscape has
Come
changed
up.
in just
Now you're able
30
to
days
extend
in this
out
race.
your hips even
Talk to
further
us
for a
about
wider
what,
opening with
as
the
you're looking
guidance
at
of your
deploying your resources,
arms with your
are you
knees.
looking at a
Knees come
strategy
back in. We're
that
still on our tippy
will
toes.
have
Yes, we are.
Republicans
We're
fight
still on
on
our tippy
turf
toes,
that
but
they
you have your
shouldn't have to
hands to
fight
help
on,
with guidance.
as well
Dropping the
as
head to meet the
you
knees.
know
Breathe in and breathe out, all into a tight little ball.
defend as well. And I know that. Yeah. But that speaks when you
Come
hear
up, let your
talk
knees
like this, that
drop.
kind of talks to the change in the landscape on
Walking
the
the feet
ground for
back.
Democrats in states like
Joe,
Florida,
going into
Georgia,
cat
for example, North
and
Carolina.
cow.
Yeah. Talk a little
Now
bit about that.
listen,
Well,
in this
you all know
asana
I'm an
flow, in
acolyte
these
of our Key to the
asanas,
50 state strategy.
it
So,
is really important.
for 2.5
Press
years, not
through
just
your
providing
hands
common
to
hair strength
really
for
allow
those
your shoulders to
because they
open.
have been the president
Press
and vice president
through
of the
your
Fed, we are
hands
going
and
to
let your belly
investing in
drop.
the infrastructure of our Democratic Party. Part of
Really
how
be
we beat back the red wave is
expansive
because
in your
we built
motion
an
with good
infrastructure in those state parties
intention.
to
You
equip
need the
them. And
opening.
to
Your
coordinate with
body is
our sister
craving.
committees at the DCCC and the DSCC and the governors to equip all of those states and state parties to be
Head
able to
comes
have
down, and
that,
we're going to do
that
a
grassroots
tripod stand.
operation
Now,
to
this
win
may not
those
be for you,
elections.
but I
And so
encourage you
it's
to
kind of an
watch.
amazing chair. And it is
Hands come
free
up
just as
on
we
my
give in the
knees,
villages.
and I'm going
And
to
you know,
point
the
my feet.
villages is a
This
really, really
is
oh, yeah.
going into inversions. Inversions take time and practice. That's why it's a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect. It's triangle because the head is in the middle, gently bringing my feet back down together and coming into a kneeling asana. Your head is in the middle, your hands are the other part of the triangle, the 3 points. So your head in the middle, hands on the side, head comes down, bend your elbows, bring your toes up, hips come up, and gently bring your feet, your knees on top of your elbows, just above. Point your toes and breathe in and out, in and out. Feet come together and you come down, hands come
thing
above,
I said, Simone, to
and breathe. They're on either
2020.
side of you.
Don't sleep on
If
these
you're able
states.
to
Don't
do that,
sleep on the choices
fantastic. If you are
because
not, keep
despite what
going because
folks
you will
around
get
Washington
there.
may say,
Going
they typically
into
tell people how
locusts
to do. They've
facing
been
the
talking a lot
front,
about campaign, but they ain't much in what Michelle and I
breathe,
know you have to
and going
do.
into neck
That's how you avert a red wave. That's how you win in
circles.
2010.
Well, I mean, I
Half
think
neck
that's
circles,
it's
and you
not a
really want to
people were
extend your
speaking to
neck
Congresswoman
and really
Vilsack, and
intentionally
I know that the strategy for
roll
houses and races
slowly
is
and make
to
sure your ear goes
localize
in
the
alignment
is my
with your
understanding to
shoulder
localize those
from
races, but
one
you all are
way
hoping to benefit from the enthusiasm
down
and
to your
from
chin,
Congresswoman. I just the fundraising from the House
rolling
Democrats
slowly to the other
specifically
side from
is
left to right.
remarkable. The DCCC
Go
outraised the Republican
slow,
counterpart by $7 million last
go
quarter,
with
and then more
intention,
than a dozen non-incumbent Democrats,
and pause in the middle.
non-incumbent Democrats, meaning
Breathe,
not
extending
already
out the
in
back of your
office,
neck. What a
raised probably
relief
more than
this
$1 million
gives.
from April through June. What are you going to do with the cash advantage?
Well, we're
Slowly
playing
roll your
races
head
all across the
up.
country. And so just as
Reverse
they're talking about different
your
states,
locust
well, we have
pose. So, whatever
opportunities in
foot was in
Alabama and
front
Louisiana
is
and
now the foot
Iowa,
that's on top.
where we are on the ground and can flip seats
Your
to
feet
help us
end up
take back the
facing the
majority.
top, and we're
So
going to
we need to make sure
round
we have
our upper
resources in every
body and
district, not only to
open.
combat the
Hands come
disinformation
down.
and attacks that will
Round
come
your upper
against
body
candidates, but also to
and
be on
open.
offense, to make sure
Breathe.
we can remind folks where
Round.
Republicans stand and
Really
where we
round through
remind
your
them
shoulders and your
about
back
Project
and open.
2025 and the policies they want to
Breathe.
put in place. And make sure that folks know we have
Pause.
authentic
Breathe in and
candidates
out your
who actually
nose.
will
You're
come to
doing
Washington, D.C. to
great. My
govern.
feet are
People
still
want to see how this
in
work. And we have
locust. And
folks
what
who
I'm
are
going to do
interested in
is bring
governing and we're
my feet
interested
up
in
towards my
winning a
upper
year where
body.
Donald Trump
Again,
feels
using
threatened
my
to
hands
do.
to help with
We're
balance
dressing up like him
initially,
and
and then
following him around. I mean, because
gently, very
unfortunately,
gently and
House
lightly,
Republicans, the
holding
state they're
on
in right
to
now.
my,
So
but
we
right below
need to
my
use those
knees,
resources because we
right
know when we
above my
can carry our
knees.
message that we win.
Breathe
And we got to
in
make
and
sure we
breathe
turn
out.
out
Slowly
votes
come
all across
down.
the country, which we're collectively
You're
doing
once again
together.
going to reverse your locust
Senator Peters, I
pose.
want to pick up on Simone's question there as it relates to the U.S. Senate and the
And again, we're
necessity
going
to
to bring the legs
localize some of
up
these races to the
towards
extent that that is
you,
possible in a statewide
hands
race.
up, and
Candidates
breathe.
like
This is
Senators
another
Tester
asana that
and,
takes
and Brown, they
practice,
do need to
but I
distinguish
believe that
themselves
you will
from
get
the
there.
national party brand. And so I
So
wonder how you
keep your
can give them
focus.
space to
And if
do
your
that
locust
while
legs
also
can't come up
tying
with
them to
you,
the
just
legislative
sit in locust
accomplishments of
with
the
your
Biden
hands gently on
administration.
your knees.
Yeah,
Slowly
and
come
it's
down.
absolutely essential that we do it in states
Undo
like
the
state. You know, when we talk
locust.
about battleground states,
That feels
our
great.
battlegrounds also
Windshield
are
wiper.
states that are not battlegrounds
Release
for the president.
anything
A state like Canada
from
is not likely
your
to be in
hips.
play
Yes, you could do
is a
it.
strong candidate. He is running against a highly flawed
Slowly
opponent.
rolling down into
He
my
knows how to
back,
win in tough races. The same with Sherrod
going
Brown in
into fish
Ohio. It's going to be a
pose.
tough
Now,
race,
this
but
is an
Sherrod Brown
active
knows how to win.
asana.
People in
You want to make
Ohio
sure you're
know
tucking
him.
your
He loves
shoulders
that.
slightly in, your
And it is
hands and your
about
forearms are
utilizing these races.
down,
We understand it's
feet
tougher to do, but the
are
way I look at it and
flexed
the way I
or
talk to
pointed,
candidates and
and the
certainly the
top
way
of your
Sherrod
head
and John
is what
operate
is
is that they run
opening
not
up
as
your
a
shoulders.
senator
Top of
or
your
a
head is what's
congressperson. They're
meeting the
running
mat.
like they're the mayor
All
of
of
a
your
town.
upper
What is
back
it
and your
locally that's
shoulders
important to the
are
people
falling
in that
towards the
community?
mat,
And when people realize
and
that
you
both of them
breathe.
fight
This is
for
great
Montana
for
and fight
your
for
throat
Ohio,
chakra,
and
your
so they get
heart
at the top of their
chakra.
list, they're able
Slowly
to
let
connect
that
with folks in a
go.
very meaningful way.
We're
And
going
it
to do
is about
figure
ground
four.
handling. Back to the talk about ground and
Bend
doing
your
it in some
knees,
tough turf.
one foot on top
That's
of
what we did
the
last
one
cycle. In
ankle on
fact, for the
top of
first
the
time
other,
in DSCC
feet
history,
flex, and pull
we
your upper
invested
body
more money on
towards
the
your lower
ground than
body.
we did on
Make sure your
television
neck
and
is
media. And our
flat
new
by
homes are
tucking
going
your
to be
chin,
battleground states. And
and
I don't
breathe.
think one extra
What you
TV
do to
commercial
one, you're
or
going to do
five
to the
extra
other.
TV commercials when
Relax,
you're being
give
bombarded
yourself a
with TV
release,
commercials
and
at
then
the end of the day
crisscross.
matters. It's about knocking
Reach
doors. It's
your
about
hands in
having
between
people
and
talk to their
around your lower
neighbors and neighbors
thigh,
talking to neighbors.
and
That's how
breathe
we win in
in
Montana,
and
Ohio. It's
out.
how we're going to win in Florida.
With
It's how we're
every
going to win in
breath,
Texas.
your arms are
So let's
going
bring
out
back
towards
all
a
of the other
45-degree
states where we have either
angle, and
incumbents
you're
or in
bringing
Michigan's case,
your
a challenger.
upper body
But
towards
what
your
do we
lower
have to
body.
win?
When I say you will feel
We
this,
want to hear more
the
about the
relief you
mountain
get
flex. We're
from
going
the
to ask all
stress.
three chairs to
Again,
stay
point your
with us.
feet,
We've got much more to discuss. This is
wiggle
Weekend
out,
on
go,
MSNBC.
grab your toes, go into a V shape, peace fingers around those big toes, and breathe. Your upper body has not moved. This is all the focus on the lower body.
And then that's when I found
Breathe
hers.
in
Your
and
curves
breathe
can
out.
regrow thicker, fuller hair with a
If
range
you
of
can't grab your
options and
toes,
treatments, including
just move
serums,
your
shears, and
legs.
pills, formulated with
I'm going to
prescription
curl myself
ingredients
up
and
into a
high-grade
tiny
colorants.
ball, grabbing the
Measure starts at
outside of my
1
I
feet.
tell all of my friends about hers.
Breathe in
Regrowth
and
hair
breathe
takes
out.
as few as 3 to 6
Breathe
months.
in and breathe out.
Get
These are
started
all
today at
very active
allhers.com.
asanas.
I've always been
Slowly
called to
coming
forget
down
things, but I'm
into
genetically predisposed.
Shavasana.
Birth might was under a lot of stress.
I certainly
Let
gained
your
control.
body just give way to gravity.
Highest rigor
The
of
mat's
science
not going to
has
go
revealed
anywhere.
that
You are
avoiding red wine
tucking
with
your
dermatologist recommended
chin.
liver supplement.
You are making sure your
And yours
shoulders are
is
slightly
becoming
tucked.
Stronger,
Make
thicker.
sure your back is
Rich
flat to the
flawless,
mat by
taking you
adjusting
back
your
to the
sits bones and making sure
8%
your
talent.
back is flat. Feet are open at each corner of the mat, and you are breathing
StudyYogaRestore.com.
in and out. Let your mouth gently fall open. The
20
tongue
seconds a week, you'll
falls
lose
from the roof
20%
of your
of your
mouth
weight in
so
a
that you
year
can
with diet and
relax your
exercise.
face.
That's the power of
Yes,
GLP-1s
relax your
through health.
face and
Noom
just
helps find the
breathe.
medication that's right for you, based on cost,
Slowly bring
feasibility,
your feet
and your
together.
wellness
Full
goals.
body
Connect with
stretch.
GLP-1s
Yes,
and
yes, yes, yes,
optimize your
yes. This
health.
should feel
Connect with a
lovely.
provider today at
Flex and point the toes.
rebellion.com.
Bring yourself up
Places designed luxury
slowly
at disruptive prices.
into
Because
crisscross.
beautiful things
I
begin
hope you
with
enjoyed this
refinement.
practice.
With Quince,
Till
you
next
get more
time,
summer essentials,
hands in
more
Anjali Mudra.
high-quality
Thank
materials,
yourself for all that you have
and
done
more of
today.
life's
For
refining
you,
things.
because you are more than
Because
worth it.
quality
Namaste.